Have you ever felt like you've been talked into something you didn't really want to do? Or maybe you've agreed to a request and later wondered, wait, how did that happen? It's not just you, we've all been there. Often, it's because someone, consciously or not, used a psychological trick to nudge us in their direction. Today, we're going to pull back the curtain on 10 of the most common psychological tricks people use to manipulate you. My goal isn't to make you paranoid, but to empower you. By understanding these tactics, you can spot them a mile away and stay in control of your own decisions. So, grab a drink, get comfortable, and let's dive into the fascinating world of psychological influence. First up, the foot in the door technique. This one is a classic. It starts with a small, easy-to-grant request. For example, a salesperson might ask, "Can I just ask you one quick question?" You think, sure, what's one question? But once you've said yes to that small request, you're psychologically primed to say yes to a larger one, like listening to a full sales pitch. Why? Because we have an innate desire to be consistent. We've already agreed once, so agreeing again feels like the consistent thing to do. The key to spotting this is to pause after that first small yes and ask yourself, what's coming next? If you sense a bigger ask is on the horizon, it's okay to politely decline and draw a boundary right there. Next, we have its opposite, the door-in-the-face technique. This is when someone makes a huge, often ridiculous request that they know you'll refuse. For instance, a friend asks to borrow $1,000. You immediately say, "No way." Then they follow up with, "Okay, well, how about $50 then?" Compared to the first request, $50 seems incredibly reasonable. You feel a little guilty for refusing the first time, and this smaller request feels like a compromise. You're more likely to agree. The manipulator gets what they probably wanted all along. When you see this pattern of big, unreasonable request followed by a smaller, more palatable one, recognize it for what it is. Don't let guilt guide your decision. Evaluate the second request on its own merits, not in comparison to the first. Number 3 is a subtle but powerful one, guilt tripping. This happens when someone makes you feel responsible for their feelings or problems. You might hear phrases like, "I'd be so disappointed if you didn't come," or "After all I've done for you, you can't do this one thing for me." This tactic preys on your empathy and your desire to avoid conflict. It puts you in a position where saying no makes you feel like a bad person. The best defense here is to remember that you are not responsible for other people's happiness. You can be supportive and caring without sacrificing your own needs or boundaries. A simple, firm response like, "I understand you're disappointed, but I can't do that right now," is perfectly valid. Let's move on to the fourth trick, playing the victim. Some people consistently portray themselves as the underdog or the target of injustice to gain sympathy and avoid accountability. They'll tell stories where they are always wronged and everyone else is to blame. This makes you feel sorry for them and more willing to help or forgive their mistakes. When dealing with a perpetual victim, pay attention to patterns. Does this person ever take responsibility for their actions, or is it always someone else's fault? While it's important to have compassion, it's also crucial to not let sympathy blind you to a pattern of manipulative behavior. Number 5 is gaslighting. This is a particularly damaging form of manipulation where a person makes you doubt your own memory, perception, or sanity. They'll deny things they said or did, even with evidence. You might hear, "I never said that," "You're being too sensitive," or "You're imagining things." Over time, gaslighting can seriously erode your self-confidence and make you feel like you're going crazy. If you find yourself constantly second-guessing your reality around a specific person, this could be what's happening. The most important defense is to trust your gut. Keep a journal or confide in a trusted friend to validate your experiences. This external confirmation can be a powerful anchor to reality. Coming in at number 6 is the use of social proof. This is the idea that if everyone else is doing it, it must be the right thing to do. Marketers use this all the time with testimonials and reviews. In personal interactions, a manipulator might say, everyone else has already agreed to help, or nobody else has a problem with this. This creates a sense of peer pressure and a fear of missing out or being the odd one out. It makes you question your own judgment. The counter is simple: think for yourself. Just because a decision is popular doesn't mean it's right for you. Take a moment to consider if the request aligns with your own values and interests, independent of what everyone else is doing. 7th on our list is love bombing. This is an intense and overwhelming display of affection and attention right at the beginning of a relationship, whether it's romantic or platonic. They'll shower you with compliments, gifts, and grand gestures, making you feel like you're the most special person in the world. But this flood of affection is a tactic to get you hooked and emotionally dependent. Once they have you, they might pull back that affection and use it as a tool to control you. If a new relationship feels too good to be true and is moving at lightning speed, take a step back. Healthy relationships build over time. Love bombing is a sprint designed to burn bright and fast, leaving you disoriented. Number 8 is creating a false sense of urgency. This is a limited time offer. You have to decide right now. If you don't commit today, the opportunity will be gone forever. This tactic is designed to rush you into making a decision without thinking it through. It short-circuits your rational brain and plays on your fear of loss. When you feel this pressure, the best thing you can do is hit the pause button. A legitimate opportunity will still be there after you've had time to consider it properly. Insist on taking the time you need. If the person or company can't respect that, it's a massive red flag. The 9th trick is what's known as negging or giving backhanded compliments. This is when someone gives you a compliment that also contains a subtle insult. For example, that presentation was surprisingly good, or you look great for your age. The goal is to undermine your confidence and make you seek their approval. It's a way of establishing dominance by subtly putting you down while pretending to be nice. Don't fall for it. Recognize these comments for the digs they are. You can either ignore them or call them out directly by asking, "What did you mean by that?" This puts the focus back on them and their choice of words. Finally, number 10, moving the goalposts. You think you've met their expectations, but then they change the rules. You accomplish a task they set for you, and they respond with, "Well, that's a start, but what you really need to do is ... double quotes no matter what you do. It's never enough." This keeps you constantly striving for their approval, which they will never fully give. It's a way to keep you under their control and perpetually in their debt. If you find yourself in a situation where the finish line keeps getting moved further away, it's time to stop running the race. Recognize that you're in a no-win situation and that the problem isn't your performance, it's their impossible standards. So there you have it, 10 common psychological tricks people use to manipulate you. From the foot in the door to moving the goalposts, these tactics are all designed to bypass your rational thought and influence your behavior. Again, the goal here is not to make you distrust everyone, but to arm you with knowledge. Awareness is your greatest defense. When you can name the game, you can choose not to play. You have the right to say no, to take your time, and to trust your own judgment. Thank you so much for spending this time with me today. I hope you found this information valuable. If you did, please give this video a thumbs up and consider subscribing for more content on psychology and self-improvement. Let me know in the comments if you've ever experienced any of these tricks and how you handled it. Your story could help someone else. Stay aware, stay empowered, and I'll see you in the next video.